Every single one of us, the devil inside, devil inside, devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside.
The girl with the tie says, "Hi, I love your videos. I'm a true follower. Thank you, I appreciate that. I really do." My question: do you think the government should control the amount of children families decide to have? I ask this question because it seems that Christians have large families. Sometimes it's exaggerated numbers, and it's most likely to me that the reasoning of their decisions is to spread the word of God and create future families with the same ideology. What do you think? Thank you. I don't think it's just Christians. I think some Christians hold on to that belief that you should have a big family. Like TOS 100 had a video about his cousin. She married this guy who eventually they had 18 kids, and his reasoning was, well, the Bible says, God said, be fruitful and multiply. I don't think it's just them. I think it's other people too who are just fucking irresponsible. It's not hard to not have a kid. There are plenty of options open. You know, you can give it up for adoption. If you believe in abortion, you can do that as well. But the reason why so many people had so many kids back in the day, like even my grandma, she was one of, I think, 15 kids. And the reason I do this is because the infant mortality rating was shit back in the day. You know, a lot of times your kids were not going to survive past infancy. Also, if you did have a lot of kids, you had, I guess you could say, free labor to work on like the farms or whatever else kind of business they have. It was easier, and you know, they were helping out the family, and a lot of people, you know, dropped out of school so they could help the family. That was just how the time was. So I don't think the government should control it. I think they should just do more along the lines of making birth control available, and do more along the lines of sex education instead of this bullshit abstinence only, because it doesn't work. Guinea Pig Dan asks, there are rumors that the next Star Trek movie, still starring the new cast, may have Khan in it. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think the movie producers should and shouldn't do? Honestly, I still have not seen the new movie. I'm weird. I'm a purist. I don't know. I mean, everyone says it's great. Even people that don't even like Star Trek said it was great. But so I mean, I definitely want to give it a watch and see what it's like. But if they did Khan, I don't know. I'm afraid they would just fuck that up. If they did it, I hope they don't make it like Ricardo Montalban. He was so fucking amazing as Khan. I don't know. It's hard for me to say, because if they did do it like that, you know, if they try to get that kind of attitude, it would work most likely. If not, then I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I really cannot answer that question. One God, One Jesus asks, if you met Mystical Force in the street, what would be your first reaction? Probably to laugh. I really would. I probably would just laugh at the guy. And, you know, if it came down to something like, you know, he wanted to fuck me up or something, you know, I didn't grow up in a good neighborhood. And if he thinks I'm just some kind of little pussy who he can just kick my ass, then guess what? He's got another thing coming. Even if he does kick my ass, he's going to come out of that hurting. I'll tell you that right now. Labcon the Orthodox. Sorry, dude, I'm asking another question. Hope you don't mind. I don't at all. Ask as many as you want. Would you rather watch a young Earth creation versus evolution debate, a young Earth creationism versus theistic evolution debate, which might be the same as the previous situation, or a naturalistic evolution versus theistic evolution? Sorry for asking another question. Keep poning Nick. Oh, I'll keep poning Nick. Don't worry. And yeah, don't worry about asking another question. I don't mind at all. Honestly, all three of those debates would probably be interesting, especially if they weren't debates. They were just more discussions. I like sociology. I like to know where other people are coming from, what they believe, and if it's like a very, you know, if it's just a conversation like what Thunderfoot and Ray Comfort had, I would probably watch all three. But I gotta say, of the three, if I had to pick one, I'd probably say the naturalistic evolution versus theistic evolution. I think that'd be pretty interesting. Tattoo Skin 72 asks, would you ever sell out and go on some ridiculous TV show? If so, which one? Honestly, maybe if I were fucking single, I might do some kind of reality show, because you gotta try out for those fucking things. And which one? I don't even know. I know of very few reality shows. I know of like American Idol, The Apprentice, and a handful of others, but I couldn't even name one. Like I said, maybe if I were single, and you know I had time to go out and fuck around and just, you know, go out there and show my ass, then maybe I would, but I don't think I ever would. Mythification asks, which band would make you jump in the mosh pit, although you already know that you will probably end up with at least one broken bone? Well, when I was into the punk thing, yeah, we got pretty fucking rough with each other in the I get pit. We called it dancing, but someone else said Rammstein. I agree. Rammstein, that music just, I love it. It fucking pumps me up. I love that shit. James Pope after show asked a few questions, and I'll answer each one of them individually. Why'd you start making videos? Well, I was laid off last year in January, and I had nothing to do. I was building models. I was just fucking around, not doing a whole lot of anything. And I, started going on YouTube just looking for like bullshit videos, and I saw a few like atheist videos that were promoted. Then I realized how big the atheist community was, and I got a camera and started making videos because I wanted to throw my opinion out there too. Who was your first argument with? My first pretty big argument was with this asshole whose account is since gone, named The Irrational Atheist. He wasn't an atheist. Apparently that's a book saying atheism is irrational and all this shit. And I got into it with him because he's a dick. I mentioned him in some of the earlier videos. He called me a skateboard atheist, whatever the fuck that means. And he was just an asshole. He was like mid-killer, but at least mid-killer is somewhat respectable. I can respect him on some things he says, but for the most part, people like that I don't like. You have a girlfriend/wife on YouTube, don't you? Yes, my wife is on YouTube. She doesn't do videos like I do. She works at a doggy daycare. She has a few videos of that. Some of the videos of our dogs, because they talk. Her username is Vamp the Bunny. And like I said, she doesn't do videos like I do. She's not into it like I am. But she goes on once in a while. What other hairstyles have you had? Any pictures? That's going to take a while. When I was a kid, I pretty much always had like the rat tail thing going. That was the style. This was the fucking early 90s. And then my cousin, who was pretty much like my big brother, he always wanted to have, and I'm not going to beat around the bush, a Billy Ray mullet, as in spiked on the top, long in the back. That was the style at the time. People had that. And I kind of wanted that too. But most of the time I just did like the spiky, short hair shit. And then I started growing my hair long. And then I shaved it off one day, and apparently I look like Billy Corgan. I don't have any pictures of that shit, but then I start growing it all one length, which it's gonna look like that, except my hair was getting like a lot longer, like to about the middle of my back. Then I started getting into the punk thing, and I cut it to about shoulder length, but my hair is so thick that it just came out like this. Kind of looked like Gavin Rossdale's hair on the 16 Stone, like during those years. So then I just cut it short because I was really into the punk thing. And I would either, just like make it look fucked up, and I'm not talking like I spend time doing it, I just, okay, I'm ready to go. One time I did like big spikes, and I do have a few pictures, which I did put in another video, but I'll go ahead and post them again right now. So, yeah, I had the short hair, but then I kept cutting it short, and I was like dyeing it black. When I was in the punk thing, I had it like dyed yellow at one time, then I bleached it, I had it dyed like red, but then it started to fade and turn pink, so I kind of had pink hair. But the black hair, I kind of did that throughout high school and when I had the short hair. And then I just started letting it grow out. But I like Trunks' hair from Dragon Ball Z where he would buzz it under. So I would do that, and then I got to the point where I'm like, fuck this, I'm not cutting my hair anymore. And I don't think I want to cut it again because, it's not that long. It's been growing for a couple years, so some people say they can't even grow it that long after a couple years. But, yeah, I don't think I'd cut it again. And that's all I got. And then he continues. And that's all I've got off the top of my head. Don't feel like you've got to answer any. Of course, I'm going to answer them. I asked for questions, didn't I? Sam Dave Junjun. I hope I'm saying that right. What drugs have you used in your lifespan? Assuming you are not suicidal, what keeps you living or helps you see the good in life? What do you hope to accomplish by the end of your life? What drugs have I used? I used to smoke cigarettes. I drank sometimes. I have smoked pot. I did acid, which was a bad experience, and that's it. I haven't done anything hard like coke or fucking crack or any of that stupid shit. I'm not suicidal, but what keeps me living? People around me. Taking the easy way out is stupid. You have friends and family who really care. Why would you do that? Unless you are just very lonely and there's no one who cares about you, I don't see the point of fucking suicide. What helps me see the good in life? Well, the people around me, the people I do care about, and then seeing how some people do come together and try to help out other people. What do I hope to accomplish by the end of my life? I don't know. Just lead a good life. I'm going to try to be the best person I possibly can be. And yeah, that's it. I don't want to ask for a whole shitload.